Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel and the Saint Story for Kids. It's me again, Joseph, your host. In this episode, we are going to meet a Pope Saint. His name is Pope Saint Anicetus. Pope Saint Anicetus is also called Anicetus of Emesa. He served as Pope in the early years of the Church when Christians were still being hunted and killed for their faith. He was a strong leader in a time of danger and confusion. Anicetus became Pope around the year 155. He was one of the first popes after St. Peter. He helped lead the growing church and tried to keep it united. Pope Saint Anicetus was actually the 11th successor of St. Peter and a pivotal leader of the early church in Rome. At that time, Christians in different places followed different customs, especially about when to celebrate Easter. Even with these differences, Anicetus worked for peace and unity. He welcomed other leaders and listened to them. He did not force others to agree with him, but he stood firm in his own beliefs. He is remembered today for being kind, strong, and faithful. He helped the church grow in hard times. He served as Pope for about 10 years and died a martyr. So friends, without further ado, let us dive deeper into his life story. Anicetus was born in Syria, in a town called Emesa. Not much is known about his early life. He likely came from a Christian family, which would have been brave in a time when Christians were not safe. Syria was one of the early places where Christianity spread. The faith was growing, even though it was still illegal. Anicetus may have grown up hearing stories about Jesus and the apostles. He traveled to Rome, where he became known for his wisdom and love for the faith. He was chosen to become pope after Pope Pius I at that time. Being pope was very dangerous. The Roman Empire often punished Christians. Even though the job was hard, Anicetus said yes. He knew the church needed strong leaders, trusted God, and did his best to care for the Christian people. Anicetus led the church during a time of disagreement. One big question was about the date of Easter. Some Christians celebrated it on one day, while others used a different day. This caused confusion and even arguments. Anicetus believed Easter should be celebrated on a Sunday. That was the custom in Rome. But other Christians, especially in Asia, had their own traditions. Anicetus met with Saint Polycarp, a bishop from the East, to talk about this. They did not agree, but they stayed friends. Anicetus allowed the Eastern Christians to follow their own custom. He showed respect and patience. He wanted peace more than power. During his time as Pope, Anicetus also welcomed many visitors. He listened to their concerns and gave guidance. He helped the church grow in love, even during hard times. Anicetus faced many false teachings. These teachings, called heresies, confused people and pulled them away from the true faith. Anicetus stood up against them. One of the most dangerous heresies came from a man named Marcion. He taught things that went against the Bible. He actively opposed the spread of Gnosticism and Marcionism, two major early heresies that were active in Rome during his pontificate. The Liber Pontificalis credits him with a decree forbidding priests from wearing long hair. This was likely a practical way to distinguish Orthodox clergy from Gnostics, who were known for having long hair. Anicetus rejected these false ideas and defended what the church had always believed. Anicetus worked to keep the teachings of Jesus safe and clear. He knew that false ideas could hurt the church. He stayed close to the truth and helped others do the same. During his reign, the first Christian historian, Leucippus, visited Rome, which is often cited as evidence of the early prestige and authority of the Roman See. He also welcomed the aged Saint Polycarp of Smyrna, a disciple of St. John, to Rome to discuss the Quartodeciman controversy. The disagreement over whether Easter should be celebrated on the 14th of Nisan, following the Jewish Passover, or on the following Sunday. While they did not reach a formal agreement, Anicetus allowed Polycarp to continue his Eastern tradition, preserving church unity through mutual respect and charity. Anicetus died around the year 166. He is believed to have been killed for his faith. According to church tradition, Anicetus suffered martyrdom during the reign of Emperor Lucius Verus, but there are no historical grounds for this account. Because of this, he is called a martyr. The church honored his courage and named him a saint. 16, the 17th, and the 20th of April are all cited as the date of his death, but the 20th of April is currently celebrated as his feast day. Before 1970, the date chosen was the 17th of April. He is traditionally believed to be buried in the cemetery of Callistus. In Rome, he is one of the early popes who helped shape the church. He is also often depicted in art wearing a papal tiara and holding a palm branch or scroll. There is no known patronage for Anicetus, but he is remembered as a steady leader. He served during hard times without giving up. His example reminds us to stay faithful, even when life is hard. Saint Anicetus shows that strong leaders do not need to be loud or famous. They need to be faithful, loving, and ready to serve. He did just that. From the life of Pope Saint Anicetus, we can draw several lessons on leadership, diplomacy, and integrity. Number 1. Unity over uniformity. The most famous moment of his papacy was his meeting with Saint Polycarp regarding the date of Easter. Even though they couldn't agree on a single date, they stayed in communion, and Anicetus even invited Polycarp to celebrate the Eucharist in his place. He teaches us that you don't have to agree on everything to remain friends and allies. Number 2. The power of hospitality. By welcoming thinkers like Polycarp and the historian Hegesippus, Anicetus made Rome a hub for dialogue. He shows that a good leader is a good listener who opens doors to different perspectives rather than shutting them out. Pope Saint Anicetus also shows us that leadership is not about power. It is about serving others with love and patience. He was a leader during a very hard time, but he stayed calm and kind. His way of leading can teach us how to handle problems without anger or fear. Number 3. Setting healthy boundaries. While he was gentle with friends, he was firm against ideas he felt were harmful, like Gnosticism. He reminds us that kindness isn't the same as being a pushover. You can be welcoming to people while still standing firm on your core principles. He also stood strong against lies. Even when false teachings spread, he kept the truth clear. He did not stay silent or pretend it did not matter. His courage helps us see that truth is important, even when it is hard to defend. Number 4. Attention to professionalism. His decree about priests not having long hair might seem trivial today, but at the time it was about identity and standards. It teaches the importance of how we present ourselves to the world and ensuring our outward appearance reflects our internal mission. Number 5. Managing tension with grace. Governing during the reign of Marcus Aurelius was a high-pressure job. Anicetus provides a model for staying calm under fire. Managing both external persecution from the state and internal theological debates within his own community simultaneously, Anicetus gave his life for his faith. He stayed faithful to Jesus no matter the cost. His life invites us to be strong in faith, to be kind in disagreements, and to trust God in every challenge. So friends, let us end our session today with a simple prayer inspired by the life of Pope Saint Anicetus. I, Saint Anicetus, you prioritized peace and unity even when faced with deep disagreements. Help me to listen with an open heart to those who see the world differently than I do. Grant me the grace to be firm in my values, yet generous in my hospitality. When tensions arise, teach me to seek common ground and to lead with a spirit of charity and calm. Amen. Thank you, friends, for watching and joining me in the story of Pope Saint Anicetus. I hope you can learn a thing or two from him. If you enjoyed this video and story, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more faith-inspiring contents, reflections, and stories of our saints. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.